Hi there friends, welcome back to SamboTimes.com here on Late Night Show. Here on our presentation every night. We are inviting you to stay tuned as we feature another personality, dignitary of that, and I believe this guy will be able to inspire all of us. So stay tuned in coordination with Radyo ng Bayan and the Sambo Times Online. Well, this guest of ours tonight happens to be a dedicated public servant, a career man, a lawyer by profession. He has been an active member of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, and he held the position as Vice President. A West Pointer belonging to class 1987, he finished his law school at the Ateneo of Manila University. And yes, he is a professor in various universities and colleges to include San Sebastian and UE, or the University of East. He happens to be entrusted with a gargantuan responsibility by no less than the President of the country, President Noynoy Aquino, as an official of the Bureau of Immigration, and who has been, helping out in bringing the desired reform for the Bureau. I knew a little of the guy, but I believe the family got prominence during the time of the EDSA Revolution, if I remember right. But we shall know him more as we introduce our guest tonight, our very own, the Associate Commissioner of the Bureau of Immigration, our friend, Attorney Sigfred Bison. Sir, hey. Welcome to our show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you also for this rare opportunity to be with us. I know this will be a very nice exchanges. First, would like to welcome you to Zamboanga.
Hey. Again, thank you for having me here.
Okay, so sir, there must be a very significant wind that brought you to this part of the country.
Yes.
May we know, sir, what's at stake for this region?
Well, the main purpose of my coming to Zamboanga, especially in Region 9, is really to reinforce what our commissioner really wanted at the start of his leadership in the Bureau of Immigration.
Okay.
Which is, number one, we really have to intensify our border security, especially in this part of the region. They say that the southern back door of our country is very open and susceptible to illegal entries and human trafficking. Number two, we really want to maintain a regional presence in Zamboanga, meaning of all offices of our bureau, dito po sa Region 9 ang unang-una magkakaroon ng district office.
Okay. District office?
Yes.
So as of the moment, our personnel complement is not that, adequate.
Yes, yes. Our staffing here in Zamboanga and in other parts of Region 9 is really not enough. That is why we entered into various agreements with other law enforcement agencies, and I'm happy to note that the Presidential Center for Transnational Crime has already signed in only early this year.
Okay.
We also have PNP who has signed off with that agreement, and last Friday the Philippine Coast Guard also agreed that they will allow certain personnel to help our Bureau of Immigration control our border security.
So as of the moment, what will be your activities? I mean, maybe you will be meeting with our staff.
Well, my activities here in this region is primarily to inspect our physical capabilities and visit our people and of course discuss with many other law enforcement agencies who can really help us. Para ang gusto namin, we want tulong-tulong. The bayanihan concept.
Very clear that the mandate of the Bureau of Immigration is to put things in order, strengthen the system. So you have that advocacy for reform.
Yes, yes. When our commissioner took over, he really saw a lot of areas whereby we can reform and improve the bureau. One of which is to professionalize our people in the bureau.
Maybe add
Well, adding personnel is
part of
part of it. In fact, this year we already have additional 100 immigration officers, plantilla items created by the Office of the President.
Okay.
So
That's
we were
nice.
able to we were able to recruit and are currently recruiting college graduates to enter our bureau as immigration officers.
Have we somehow weed out scalawags and then those who pull down the bureau and its image and
Yes.
perception?
Yes. It takes it takes a long process. During the past administrations, it was easy to admit personnel, but difficult to kick out. So we are still experiencing the same concern, although we have been filing administrative cases as part of our due process against little of those calawags in the bureau.
So there are cases already filed.
Yes, yes. It will take some time. Immigration officers, lawyers, and even ordinary receiving clerks have been filed cases.
And this time we really mean business.
Yes, very much. Our commissioner is fearless, and he really wants to improve the image of the bureau.
How do you find the cooperation and coordination of other agencies in line with our mandate to attain our vision?
The cooperation level is quite high, considering that our commissioner used to be a public servant for 30 years. He was the Armed Forces Chief of Staff during the very first AFP Chief of Staff during our Pinoy's administration.
Sir, there are still illegal aliens. Considering, despite the fact that we have already these border crossing agreements with our neighboring countries, but there are still, how serious is the problem? I mean, and what are we going to address or address this? What are we doing?
Well, it's a nationwide phenomenon that there will be illegal entries. And then once they come here illegally, they will overstay and they will really hide and try not to be seen by our immigration officers. But we all know they come from one or two countries. So we want to maximize our cooperation with these countries. That's why from here I will be meeting with representatives from other countries, specifically Indonesia and Malaysia, so that we will be able to really properly coordinate. If there's one coming in here, we all know that it's coming from somewhere else. That's why we want to talk to government officers from that someone else.
But you compare this with the past, marami pa ba? Yung sa ngayon, based from your records and reports that you
It's very hard to quantify. I do not have any records of the past entries, but I think it has been checked. But it doesn't mean that we have just to rest and not do anything. We want really to make sure we have an inventory of all of these so-called illegal aliens or illegal entrants in our country. And you'll be surprised, foreign governments are very much willing to support our effort to really take stock and find them here.
Okay. So with the setting up of this district office, what do you expect?
We expect an intensified, coordinated, and collaborative effort to really make sure that the so-called southern backdoor is more secure as compared to the past.
So do you still receive reports that the back door, I mean the southern front door, you may say it, is still having this problem, especially down there in Tawi-Tawi province, usually because of the islands, the islands.
Yes.
So easy for
Yes, and the reports do not come only from the Bureau of Immigration, but other
Agencies.
law enforcement agencies such as the Philippine Coast Guard and the Philippine Navy.
what is important that we are addressing this seriously.
Yes, what's important is for government agencies to talk to each other, because we all have the information at hand, but we just do not know how to make use of them. That's why it's just a matter of coordinating and then come up with a united and coordinated effort.
On the institutional aspect, particularly upgrading our equipment, in the registration of guns. So how far have we gone? Improving our performance.
In terms of equipment, unfortunately for last year, we did not have any budget for capital outlay. So we are still using old, and I'm not going to say obsolete, but
Still usable.
still usable
Of course.
equipment. But we have come up with an ambitious border control project, and it deals with the taking of biometrics, such that in all our ports of entry, any arriving foreign national will have to give their fingerprints to our immigration officers. That way, we would know who are the people who really came to our country.
I would like to take this opportunity. I think we've mentioned about foreigners. Can you comment about the Jordanian journalists who came over and now in Sulu? Did they pass through immigration?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'll just state facts.
Okay.
Fact is, this Jordanian has been to our country many times.
Okay.
At least, I think, 5 times in the past 10 years. This Jordanian was a beneficiary of our program that allows certain foreign nationals from other countries to come in visa-free under Executive Order 408. Number 2, this Jordanian national, being a recipient of this visa-free program, is here in the Philippines, supposedly, presumably, and legally as a tourist for business, pleasure, or health. Another fact is that this Jordanian is not really authorized to work, because if you come here under that kind of a visa, you need a special work permit from the Bureau of Immigration. And based on records available in our office, he has not applied and he was not given any special work permit.
So, hindi dumaan sa office natin dito?
No. But
Sumilip man lang?
Well, he passed through our NAIA.
In Manila.
But
not really in Sabon because he dumaan dito.
Yes.
Anyway, that we will leave it to the other agencies.
Yes.
Doing their job.
Yes.
But we'll be right back for more exchanges with our good Associate Commissioner of the Bureau of Immigration. Maybe wiki question, wiki answers from a good commissioner. We'll be right back after this.